Okay, first, before you start writing the code, make sure you have a C compiler installed. I got my C compiler from using Xcode. You can also install GC with another guide I'll make later. So first, you need to, after opening VS Code, open any folder you want, documents, this. So I created this folder and I'm gonna open it. Okay, so I create any file I want, any name, as long as you end with C, it's alright. So remember, you have to write int main this and this. So this is where your code run. So now I'll show you how to create variables in C. To create a variable, you have to write the data type, the name of the variable, and the value itself. You have to assign it. Sometimes you can leave it blank, but usually you have to assign it. It's better to make sure your variables are assigned to a value when you create it. There are also other data types like this. There's float. A float is a decimal. I can see int is an integer, positive, or you can make it negative if you want. There's the float. And there's also a double. A double is also like a float, like a decimal number, but it has double the precision of a float. You can name whatever I want. Can store you can store more decimal numbers in it compared to a float. And there's also one called char. Char is just a single unit of a string. So basically this is a character. That's all. So if I run the code, basically nothing wrong because I didn't tell the program to print anything. So if I want to print anything to this output here, you have to include this a standard library, which is stdio.h. So after that, you can just call this built-in command, which comes from this stdio.h. I can print out any string of text you want. You can say, and you now print it out. See, printed it out. So after that, let's say I want to print out this specific variable, the value of this specific variable. So you have this special, something like keyword where you put this percent sign and a data signifier for this data type. So percent %d signifies an integer. So you now put the integer f g h j. I can see it will print it out for me. Oh, let's see, it does that. And percent %f if you want for float or double, floats percent %f. So I'll copy this and paste it here. You see it runs. That's f and 390. And the reason it's doing that is because of precision errors. So the reason it's printing a bit different from this because floats has lower precision. But let's say I copy this and pasted this. And I put and change this to this. So you can see what double does. So accurately prints it out. So you can see now I accurately printed it out. That's why double has higher precision than float. Floats will give some errors when trying to represent decimal numbers. Let me also show an example. Let's say you can also now do arithmetic operations. Let's do arithmetic operations. Here, so you have float. A equals to 0.1. Have float. B is equals to 0.2. Float. C is equals to A plus B. So that's just basic math. And I'll print out this value right here and run the code. 0.03. So you can see it printed that out for me. You can also do what else? So let's say I have an int A is equals to 999 int, or let's say double, like using double, so double B is equals to 40.5, say double C equals to A minus B. So let's print this out. So basically I can turn an integer to double. That's just the basics of C. So remember, to print any text you want, just call this printf function after including stdio.h, and you just print any text you want, like this. I can just run it. See, and it works. Nothing much. So this is just the basics of C. Oh yeah, also one more thing. Let's say you have a variable of this data type car, which should be a single unit of a string. If I wanted to print that single unit, I have to use printf, then this signifier of C, then with n. Now I can now run the code. I can see now I printed it out. Well, let's say you want to store a whole string. Like, remember how a whole string looks like this double quotes and this long ass thing here. Let's say I want to store it in a variable. So if a character is a single unit of a string, a string itself will be a series of characters. So the way you represent that in C is through something like this. It's a car, something called an array. A, B, C. Yes. So G. Signal prints out ABC itself. So this basic array, GGGG. So each individual, so this represents an array of characters. This is basically what a string is. So that'll be all.